Hey Pectus Warrior, what's going on? It's Byrne from fixpectus.com. And in today's video, what I wanted to talk about is nutrition. So guys, nutrition is one of the most, if not the most important element when it comes to, making your pectus look as least noticeable as possible without surgery. And the reason being is nutrition is of fundamental importance and is one of the really key elements for building a lean muscular physique. Whether it is you need to lose fat or build muscle, nutrition is really the governing body of that. Obviously you've got to do the training as well, but nutrition is just as important, okay? I always say nutrition is 100%, training is 100%, they're both vitally important. So for nutrition, and if you train and you exercise and you're not doing anything to your diet, there's no wonder you're not getting the results you want. And this is such a big part of what I do with my clients is, programming them for the nutrition and being on top of that because it's so bloody important. And that's why my clients are getting such amazing results. So for nutrition, the way I like to look at it is this nutritional pyramid that I'll put up on the screen. The number one most important base layer of the pyramid is calorie intake. So calorie is our unit that we use to measure energy, okay? We also use kilojoules in Australia, but we're just gonna use calories for this video, okay? It's a lot easier. So calories is a unit used to measure energy. And every day we consume energy in the form of calories, and we also burn energy in the form of calories, okay? And so there's always an equation going on of whether you're eating more than you're burning or you're burning more than you're eating. Now, the way we burn energy is made up of our basal metabolic rate, so just the amount of calories you burn at rest, your metabolism, okay, and then your activity. So your BMR plus your activity is the total daily energy expenditure that you have each day, and then obviously your intake is what you consume through foods and drinks, okay? Now, for most of you guys out there with pectus, you're really quite skinny and you're not eating enough, and that is one of the first things you need to change is you need to focus on eating more food, okay? And as soon as you increase your calorie intake to be higher than your calorie expenditure, then you're going to start to gain weight. It's science. Calories in versus calories out. When you're eating more, you will gain weight. And for most of you, that's what you're going to need to do. But there is some of you guys who are holding on to excess body fat, which is making your pectus look worse. And in that case, it's going to be the opposite. You're actually going to have to burn more than you intake. So the first thing is to figure out whether you need to eat more or less, then how much you're burning, figure out how much you're burning, how much you need to eat, and then you start tracking that. So you start tracking your food, seeing how much you're eating, and then seeing how much you're burning, and then seeing the impact that has on your weight. And that's what I do with my clients. And then from there, it's just going to be on you to do that, to weigh your food, use MyFitnessPal, which I'll show you in this video. And then through using MyFitnessPal and tracking your calories, we can see the direct impact the calories you're having is having on your weight, on your body composition. And then we can make changes, because there's one other thing to note is the body's very adaptive. So the amount of calories you need right now, as you gain muscle or weight, or as you lose weight, your body will adapt and change. For example, when I started my bodybuilding comp prep, to start cutting, I was eating 3,000 calories. By the end of it, to finish the cut, I was down to 1,700. That's how much my body adapted, okay? So it is really quite important that we're always monitoring how our weight changes, because eventually the body will adapt. This is also why I do my programming in 5-week phases. The body adapts to exercises as well. So eventually the body will adapt. It will create a new homeostasis. It will get used to this stimulus, and then we need to change it. We need to change your intake. So it's really important to keep weighing yourself, monitoring your body change, and changing your calorie intake accordingly, okay? Same things happen to me for gaining weight. Before I used to be able to eat 3,000, 3,500 calories to gain weight, when I was younger. Now I have to eat like 5,000 calories, and that's also part due to the fact that I'm doing a lot more cardio and just training a lot. I'm very much outdoors a lot. So yeah, so that is nutrition, that is calories, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Then calories are made up of your macronutrients, which is your protein, your fat, and your carbs. Protein has 4 calories, carbs has 4 calories, and fat has 9 calories per gram, okay? And every food you eat contains a different amount of protein, fats, and carbs. Some foods only have 1 macronutrient, some foods have all 3. And I'm gonna explain that and break that down more in a really simple meal I'm about to eat, which is just peanut butter and jelly, or peanut butter and jam in Australia on toast, okay? Super simple and easy, something that most of you guys have probably eaten and probably enjoy, something I've been enjoying. It's really easy. You know, eating just 100% peanuts. This is just a natural peanut butter, a natural jam, just strawberries, just blackberries, and then we've got a nice local Byron Bay bread sourdough with seeds and all the good stuff. So that is what I am going to enjoy right now, and I will explain and show you how to use MyFitnessPal, which is the app, and then explain how each food has the different macronutrients in it, how we track it, and hopefully that can help make this process a little bit more simple for you. To make it really simple, essentially protein is the building blocks of your muscles, okay? I'm sure you guys are aware now that protein is an important part of building muscle. So generally speaking, we need to have a higher protein intake than most of you probably are doing if you want to build as much muscle as possible. I typically go for about 1.125 times your body weight in pounds and grams of protein per day that you should consume. And then fats and carbs are great at just body's fuel, body's energy sources. They also have different hormonal implications and, you know, govern how your body feels and the energy that you have. And, you know, they have lots of great roles in your body. So fats and carbs are both important in their own right. And typically I like to go for a balanced split of fat and carb now. But everyone's different. People digest fats and carbs differently. So for some people, a high carb diet might work best. A high fat diet might work best. People are different in that regards to what they can digest. All right, let's get into showing you how to use MyFitnessPal and how to set that up and track on MyFitnessPal. Okay, so firstly, just download MyFitnessPal from the App Store, okay? Then once you download it, you're going to be asked a whole bunch of different questions. Just answer them. That's MyFitnessPal doing that so then they can give you a calorie, protein, fat, and carb goal. As a client, I will calculate that for you, and we're going to override the goals that MyFitnessPal give you with the goals that I calculate, because MyFitnessPal doesn't really know best in this regards for building muscle. A lot of the time they're focused more so on health. Health and building muscle are quite a similar objective, but there is differences in regards to protein intake and different things, okay? So if you want, then just go with my suggestions, okay, that I'll be sending through to you. If you're not a client of mine, then you're gonna have to figure that out on yourself. So once you set up, you answer all those questions, then to override your calorie, protein, fat, and carb goals given to you by MyFitnessPal, press more on the bottom right of your MyFitnessPal like homepage. So press more. Now, obviously this is as of 2021, August 2021, so it might have changed, but press more, then go goals, then go nutrition goals down the bottom, calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals, customize your default goals. Click on that, and then you're gonna override it with what I tell you to override it with. Now, on MyFitnessPal in the free version, you can't choose grams, you can only choose percentages in 5% blocks. So you're just gonna have to do that so it's as close as possible to the targets I give to you, okay? And then just override that. So for example, for me, I just put in 5,000 calories, 45% carbs, 15% protein, 40% fat, and that gives me 563 grams of carbs, 188 grams of protein, and 223 grams of fat to eat per day. Very doable, and that is what I do typically on a daily basis. Now I want to show you how we actually track something. So if you go diary, press the diary button, and then go, if you're eating for breakfast or whatever meal, then you press add food, and then you're going to start tracking. Now, MyFitnessPal has a really cool barcode scanner feature, which we're going to use today because all of these products have a barcode. So if you're eating any kind of packaged product, then you're going to want to use that barcode feature so it's exactly accurate for that product, and it'll scan the barcode and then it'll come through for that product. If you're not using a packaged food, then there are some foods that have like a tick in MyFitnessPal, which means they're like reputable. For example, if you look up sweet potato in MyFitnessPal, there should be one with a tick. So that way it's a reputable source. Anyway, so let's start with what I'm gonna eat here. So I'm gonna eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich. So I'm actually gonna toast it though, because I like it toasted. So first things first, we've got to weigh everything, guys. Okay, so you get your food scale. If you don't have one, order one. Weigh it, make sure you set it to 0, and then I'm gonna have 2 pieces. So that is 66 grams of this bread. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is track that. So I get up MyFitnessPal. Okay, so I've got up MyFitnessPal. Now I'm gonna go scan barcode. Okay, give it access to your camera. Find the barcode on your product. And then it says serving size. Now what you do with the serving size, guys, is you always make serving size 1 gram, and then you input the number of servings as the number of grams. So in this example, it was 66. So just press decimal and then just type in 66. And so for the super seed sourdough bread, that equals 169 calories, 30 grams of carbs, 1.1 grams of fat, and 5.9 grams of protein. Okay, my bread is toasted now. So now what I'm gonna do is track the peanut butter and the jam that I put on top. So how I like to track peanut butter or anything from a jar is you put the jar on the scale, and then you zero the scale with the peanut butter on that. And then it's going to give you a minus weight based on how much you take out, which is obviously how much you've consumed. So in this example, I'm going to get the peanut butter out. And the scale is saying minus 21 grams, which means I've had 21 grams of peanut butter. So now I get up my FitnessPal. Again, I go add food to that breakfast meal, scan barcode, and we're gonna find the barcode of this product. And then it has a serving size of 1 tablespoon, which is 20 grams, which is close enough, but we want to get it entirely accurate. So you override it, you go serving size 1 gram, number of servings 21, and press tick. And that's 122 calories, 2.8 grams of carbs, 10.3 grams of fat, and 5.3 grams of protein. And now we're going to do the same, but with the jam. So put the jam on the scale, or jelly as you guys call it in the States. Jam on the scale. Get out some jam. Oh yeah, baby. So I've had 17 grams of jam. So again, same thing. I go back, I add food, scan barcode, find the barcode on the jam, scan that. And again, override it. Serving size 1 gram, number of servings 17. That's 45 calories from 11 grams of carbs, 0.9 grams fat, 0.9 protein. Tick. And there you go. That's how you use my FitnessPal, guys. So now a little tip if you want to see, how many calories are in that meal, or say you eat this kind of meal all the time, you can press the 3 right dots at the bottom of your breakfast meal, and then you can press save as meal, and you can save the meal. So the next time you can just go straight in and it'll be saved. And you can just put it straight in without having to do all this, just ensuring you have a similar portion of your peanut butter and everything. And so for me, this whole meal constitutes 43.9 grams of carbs, 12.2 grams of fat, and 12 grams of protein. And it's just a nice little snack to get me going after I've had my big breakfast of oats, with all the good stuff in that. So yeah, guys, hopefully that explains how to use my FitnessPal. Obviously just play around with it. Most of you play around with the app, you'll learn different features in it, but it's really easy to use, super simple. And that's it. So yeah, guys, that's my video on nutrition. Hopefully that was helpful. If you want to see my masterpiece, there you go. Australian style peanut butter and jam on toast. I'm going to enjoy this now. And hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Good stuff.